Our next topic is Netstat. Netstat means network statistics. We use Netstat to display network connections, routing table detail, interfaces statistics, and connections that have been netted, and many more. By the way, it's a very handy tool for network troubleshooting, monitoring, and analysis. However, keep in mind that netstat has been deprecated in the favor of ss command. Ss command we will discuss in the next video. So you can use netstat, either you can use ss command to provide the same information. These are few examples. You can always use help to get more switches and more option, and can utilize for multiple purpose. Netstat-A. If you need all active network connection, then use a -A. -L listening port for listening port. -S for network statistics. -P for program name or PID. And -AT for TCP connection. AU for UDP connection. -N for numerical addresses. -R for routing table information, -4 for IPv4 connection, -6 for IPv6 connection, and if you need kernel routing information, then you need to use -RN. Okay, so these are few examples. Let's go to our Kali Linux to show you there. Okay, as I say, netstat, and you can always get help and hit enter. So I told you about -R is for routing, you can use I for interfaces, similarly -S for statistics, and we have many other things where BOS and many other options and switches are available to utilize. Similarly, you can use man and netstat to get more help and many switches and information. Look at now like a routing, okay, and that's it. So you can go by space bar page by page, and you can go through all the document. Anyway, let me quit by pressing Q, and I'm out from there. So let's take few example. Netstat, and here as I say, you can use A. It will display all active network connection, and here is all network connection. However, it's better to make them less so that you can see page by page. So here is we have TCP, SSH, NS listening. We have SSH for IPv6 as well, and we have HTTP for IPv6, and there should be for IPv4 as well. So these are the all active connection which you can see. So let me press Q to quit this one. Similarly, we have -L. LS means listening port. It will display all the listening port. Okay, so here you can see the listening port information and the path for every applications. Okay, so let me exit from here and let me clear the screen. Next I say S. S is for the network statistics. So these are the network statistics. Okay, it's better. Let me clear the screen and make them less so that you can see from the start. Here is the network statistics, all the information, and for the ICMP and TCP, similarly UDP, okay, and all the information. Let me quit. Next, as I say, P, you can use P to display PID, the number. Okay, so now you will see the PID is better to make them again is less so that we can see page by page. So here is PID and program name if you need. So 955 is the PID, okay, process ID, and then we have the program name. Okay, the program name we have system D as well, and the one which we are interested is the Apache. I'm just looking for the Apache because Apache and SSH is already running. So I just want to verify that one. So here is, okay, it will show you all the flags and PID and path. So let me go down. Okay, here is, and let me see more by space bar because I say less. Page by page I can go and hit enter, and here is, even though you can make them to show you the specific one. So let me press Q. Let me clear the screen, and here I can say Apache and hit enter. Let me see, sorry, Control C and hit enter. That means there is SSH. Let me see. So yes, SSH is running, and I can see there is SSHD and it's connected, and these are the information. So you can filter them, by the way, just to show you one of them. The next one is AT. AT, as I say, it will display only TCP connection. So these are the TCP connection. Right now we have SSH and HTTP. By the way, it was HTTP rather than I was searching by Apache, so it's better to check by HTTP. So there is no HTTP running as well. Anyway, let's go back to AT, and here you can see SSH and HTTP is running for IPv4 and IPv6. Okay, and here is the SSH for IPv4. So you can see that information related to TCP. If you want the UDP, so for UDP AU you need to use. So these are the UDP related only. You can see UDP related things. And next is N. If you want to use Netstat -N, okay, it means to numerical addresses. So these are the numerical addresses. Again, it's better to make them less so that I can show you on the top. Okay, so these are the numerical addresses, and this is our IP address, local address. Okay, and these are the detail and all the numerical addresses. So let me quit and let's go back. The next switch you can use is R, the routing table information. So here is the routing table information. So we have the default route 192.168.114.2. okay, and the default route, and these are the destination and the routing table information. Similarly, only IPv4, so you can use a -4, and IPv6 you can use IPv6 so -6, and finally we have -RN, the kernel routing information. So it's almost similar, kernel IP routing. Okay, so it's showing you the same detail which we have here. So this was the netstat command, which you can use for multiple purpose. However, it has been deprecated in the favor of SS command. So in the next video, I will show you the SS command.